So, exciting new product announcement. Mr. Director, can we see this back there really well? This is Chalk Belt. Chalk Belt's been out now for 2 years. Doing fantastically for the guys that really need it. Also does well for people that don't necessarily need it, but they want a quality, form-fitting, contoured, tactical belt. But the exciting thing is, while I was beta testing it, I put lots of Safariland holsters, everybody's holsters on it. The True North adapter worked really well. But Blue Force Gear is a company that wants to perfect and just optimize all the design. So very quickly it became apparent that we needed to make a holster hanger that was very specific to this belt. And in doing so, keep the form factor to the lightest, thinnest, lowest possible, but also keep the modularity of the Safariland system. The angles and everything took us a while to figure that part out, but now it's real and it's there. So holster, belt interface stuff, let's
go. Using the screw design, that is something that's been adopted out of the competitive community and the tactical community back in the 90s. When you take the gun belt off, everything wants to slide prior to palace webbing. And you're using friction against your body only, and now your spacing is all off. So to get that consistency of my gun is where it is at for repeatability of high performance, physically attaching the holster body to the belt and eliminating the slider altogether creates consistency. Furthermore, when I jock up, I take that holster body and I plant it and I put the belt on around. The first thing to make contact with my body is this holster point. I did beta test this as well, and I really, really like it. I was scared because of the thinness of it. We all know that the UBL is wider, and we're going to talk about draw stroke in a minute, but there are mechanical advantages by having good solid leverage point here to eliminate the holster rise. And this screw system allows you to reduce real estate space taken up while still retaining that extra rigidity that you get from the width of your standard Safariland UBLs.
The other thing this design does is it maximizes chalk belt, grid belt, our inner outer belt combos. And because this is mounted like it's mounted, you don't lose connectivity, so to speak, between the hook and pile on the inner belt and the outer belt. Or if you put another holster on it, you get this big bulge effect and you lose some connectivity in there. So this eliminates all of that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this design. It's been running solid for me for 6 or 8 months now. I'm glad that we can finally talk about it. Guys in class have been asking about it. I had the OPSEC eye block tape over the Blue Force Gear logo, and guys are asking, what's that belt hanger? There's nothing to see here. This is not the droid you're looking for. So I'm glad that we're out of beta testing and we're getting into production with that thing. Pretty exciting.
You do have on the belt hanger a leg strap attachment will be forthcoming. Leg straps are, if you need them, you need them. But how many people really do, and what are they for, and some drawbacks. I'm kind of emotional about it because it bit me once. And, operationally, the uniforms that we wear provide us a lot of capability that we never had before. One of the cooler capabilities is, when we go out on target, nothing is in these pockets if I can avoid it. And that's because if I have to put a tourniquet on somebody, I need rapid access to this area in the dark, in the wet, in the cold. Belt straps on holsters, I've seen it happen in training. We can't get the tourniquet on, you got to unsnap all this bullshit. And if I can execute a draw stroke every time correctly, you don't get a whole lot of this, especially with the technology of the mounting and the holsters. Back in the day, that was not the case. We had to have leg straps.
Yep.
But with technology being what it is, there is people on the far right or left end of the spectrum that absolutely have to have a leg strap because they got quads like Jay Cutler, and it's like there's no way I'm getting this gun out of the holster straight up every time without that holster flapping. But we'll have a belt, holster strap attachment coming out very soon. Holster straps.
I think it's the right tool for the right job. So if you are doing offset walk-ins, or you're out in a field environment, you're in the mountains of Afghanistan, whatever, you're fighting fatigue and a bunch of other things. Conversely, if you are in a department that mandates your armor and carrier that you have to wear, and you're in a full assault carrier, now you're starting to maybe want that UBL long kind of length, and the difference in terms of how forgiving a bad draw stroke is between UBL mid height and UBL long height, it is night and day difference. So if I am from Bearcat to perimeter to call out to knock and announce, the physical fatigue factor of moving in that environment is different. And now the armor, the lower gun, maybe that leg strap is making more sense because that holster length is going to have a much higher propensity to flex and arc off the fulcrum. And I want that leg strap holding me down, and that fatigue factor of having to articulate that leg for mountain climbing, it's just not there for the job of that domestic officer for that mission set. If he has to go follow the canines and go into a rural environment, he might have a different holster hanger that accomplishes that, what we would call green side or rural policing mission. We're talking direct urban warrant service, HR, things like that. Then it's going to make more of a sense. Where you put the leg strap and how you route it matters. When I do wear a leg strap, I want it as high up as I can get it. And a litmus test for me is if I cannot use my front cry flap or my cargo pocket, at least being able to get in from the back. On the cargo pocket, my hanger and leg strap combination are too long for me for that job. I want to be able to stow spent mags or other items in that pocket on the right side. I do not want it to be a complete waste. So my pistol and leg strap combo, leave those open. If I have a knife that I normally carry my folder for cutting 550 cord or whatever, when the holster goes on, if you can feel that knife pushing in on your leg, you're not going to be able to use that knife in a real deal. And it's now countering any type of tourniquet pressure that you're going to put on there. And so I will, with the Safariland double leg strap, I will actually take the folder and put it in through next to the buckle and wear it on the front so I can pull out my folder and still do utility tasks, and it's nowhere around or associated with the leg. When you pop the leg strap and peel it away to apply the tourniquet, the knife's going with it.